Hey, this is the Red Leg A1 here. We just had about 3.5 inches of rain. Maybe in the last 2 days about 5 inches. Anyway, this is the backside of my neighbor's pasture, and as I've said several times before, the grade of this pasture slopes right down here this corner. And you can see it doesn't look like it's a lot of water. We're probably looking at maybe about 5 to 6 inches of water there. But when you move past that, and on the back side of this log, as I've talked about before, there's a 36-inch trough that runs from this point to this point, which is approximately maybe 7 feet. It's filled with gravel, and right underneath this rock here is it's actually a Schedule 80 PVC pipe, and it's perforated on top. The pipe itself is about 60 feet long, but look what we've got coming out this end right here. That I don't know how to calculate how much flow that is, but my son, who's a civil engineer, probably could do that for me. But that's a lot of water moving through there at a pretty fast rate of speed, coming right off that pasture. You wouldn't tell it just by looking at what you see right there, but usually this whole stretch of the landscape right here is just a bog. And you know, I'm walking across the top of this right here, and it doesn't even feel spongy. So you know, that's a great example of just, you know, taking stuff that you have available to you and using a little bit of ingenuity, and basically doing some civil engineering, which is Earthworks. So we're looking at this water flow here, little foam buildup, and as we look across here, you can see I dug, as I've said several times, this channel right through here. I just used my front end loader bucket and dug a little small channel about 3 inches deep, and it gives the water a place to travel without spreading all across the landscape. And we come right down here to the end of its travel before it enters the pocket pond, and you can see, wow, that water's moving pretty fast across there. And now my pocket pond has absolutely reached way beyond its limit. It's way over the levee on the back side now. Now this water's even moved even further up this bank, probably another 36 inches. It's not very deep right there, just, I don't know, maybe 6, 7, 8 inches coming out of this first original pocket that I built. You can see got a little overflow sill right there, and lots of water traveling through this little just another little small water channel that all I did was just take a hoe and made this depression through here. Travels across that way, and of course all this water here in this pocket pond is just surface groundwater that it comes traveling off of here, hits these swales. There's a lens of water that builds up, and then the landscape just kind of gently flows into this little spot right here, which creates a pretty much a natural channel. And Then on the back side of the levee, it's way over and flowing pretty heavily across the top of this roadbed that I built. And you know, roadbed coming through here, basically going right back out this way. Had to take out just a few trees to make this, but well, now we have lots of water passing very quickly. This whole area right here was, you know, had excavation dirt filled in this whole area, and now it's washed out, which is okay. And this all is flowing back down into a little, the other end of this ephemeral creek that runs through this wooded area right here. Landscape flows in this way and flows in this way. It's just years and years and years of water passing over this landscape in this fashion. So all I did was took what was already here, dug a pocket pond, tried to create a levee on the backside. I missed my calculations here, and as you can see, we've got this massive overflow event. But it's okay, because what it's doing is, it's by observation, it's teaching me what I need to do. So this is the update just beyond the final update that I posted recently. I think it was this morning. This is probably 5 o'clock in the afternoon now. So we are learning a lot from this event, and it's just it's a good place to be to understand what's happening on your landscape and how Earthworks can actually help to do things like check up erosion. We had massive erosion that was occurring back through here. After I installed the swales, that eliminated that erosion. There was a spot, here's a spot right here that I could actually go down as far as my knees, you know, 24 inches, and there's still a little bit of a depression there, but pretty much I've filled it in, and it's checked up, and there's a half a dozen or so spots throughout here where the same thing was happening, and a couple over here. This whole area right here. Okay, today's the last day of September, and look at how green this area is right through here, and just above that right here. A year and a half ago, this was all white clay, and there was little or no grass growing on top of it, and Mother Nature's done a great job of giving itself some good cover. Now, I did come through here and I threw in just basically broadcast seed, some clover, and a couple of other species of grass. But mostly what you see is just natural. Most pastures will rehabilitate themselves naturally if you just do a little bit of work with it. And here's an area where in between swales you can see that the water, right in here is a level spillway, and so this water is traveling across the top of this across the top of this swale and in between the swale and hitting this pocket pond right here. So it's all doing what it's supposed to do, and rejuvenating and regenerating the soil. This area was where I had a lot of excavation from that pond, and removed that excavation and put it on the back side. So that's why you see a bare spot here. All right, that was just real quick, and was really excited to see how well that this discharge channel is working for me. And so on the back side of that levee, there will be 2 additional ponds that are going to be cascading ponds, because the level really drops as we move back towards the back side of the property. But for a start, that's really good. This is the most water that has been held in this area since I've lived on this property, 2.5 years now. Okay, this is the Red Leg A1 out for now. Talk to you soon.